Coach, you have been a part of Miami when it's really humming, when Miami is the U. Last year, second 10-win season at Miami in the last 20 years. Compare the vibe to when it was humming, when you were reeling off national titles, to where it is now coming off that 10-win season.
Well, it just feels like we're really working our way there. Like the results are starting to be legitimate. You know, the roster's improving, the coaching's improving, the caliber of recruit and prospect that we're landing, and then the product on the field continues to improve. And now we're looking forward to, throughout the course of spring ball, just get better and take that to another level.
And Coach, you mentioned the roster. Your first full class as the head coach at Miami is now juniors, guys like Mawanoa, Ruben Bain. Speak to what they mean for Miami in terms of where the roster is right now and just the trajectory arrow of where Miami is heading.
Yeah, that's a great statement right there. Those guys are now going to be juniors. When I played, we'd be redshirt sophomores, right? Because there were so many players in the boat already. So they've forged their way onto the field and played significant roles for us. And some have starred in those roles, and they've also led to just other people believing in our vision, in our process. And they've helped us load our team up with more talent, more hard working, just high character, high work ethic, high achieving mentalities. And it's neat to see these guys that came in and see their bench presses, their power cleans, their squats now look like mature veteran players should have those numbers look like. You could hear it, like when you watch one-on-one and you watch Francis Mainoa against Ruben Bain, you can close your eyes and it sounds like a typical old school Miami collision, if that makes sense. You know, just the level of physicality and the level of power and speed is getting better and better. And again, we got a ways to go, but man, it's been accelerated with last season, and we're looking forward to putting our foot on the gas again.
And I think there's the physical side of Miami you just spoke to where y'all have elevated now under, you and your staff. But there's also, I think, when you watched y'all a year ago, there's a very different, maybe temperature is the right way to put it, in terms of just how y'all are attacking things and the way it feels watching Miami football. Where do you feel like the culture is relative to your expectations from when you first got the job to now going into another year?
Well, I mean, it's never going to be all the way there because our expectations are so high. And you know, when you play at a place, you always have it almost an inflated memory of it. But it was awesome. It was a one-of-a-kind culture. And we feel that every year, every season within the season, right? You go from the fall to the winter conditioning program to spring football. It feels like it just keeps getting better and better, and it's being led by headstrong, just hungry, driven, humble dudes that want to make it happen. So the fact that we're starting to get more results on the field, that pro day looked like an old school Miami pro day with the amount of NFL personnel that was here. It's just all track, and all the things that we talked about, the things that we envisioned, they're starting to come to life. And we still have, again, a ways to go to where we want to be and where we want to stay, right? And making that a reality just requires every ounce of energy and heart and soul that we have, and we're looking forward to pouring it all into Miami football.
Yeah, Coach, talk about that pro day. I think everyone was tuned in to see Cam Ward just put on a show, which he did during that pro day. But with what he was last year for Miami, just speaking back to that culture, it felt like he helped almost reset things for y'all internally. Talk about that, and just, I guess, is that kind of the case for what he was last year for y'all? Was he that resetter of what Miami is now?
It was exactly what we needed, and we were exactly what he needed. He needed protection. He needed a supporting cast. I think he was sacked 40 times the previous year and hit, probably double that in the process, and played from behind most of the time. And then he gets to Miami, and the line of scrimmage is different. His supporting cast, the pieces around him are different. And he's complemented by a culture that was really just hungry, had an appetite for taking that next step. And all those things combined led to him having an awesome season. He is a unique leader and competitor. We certainly did everything we could to help him, and he did everything he could to help Miami. He's forever a Cane, and he elevated the profile of our university and kind of, opened a lot of eyes as to the transfer portal process and what we're able to do with guys that take the opportunity to come to Miami, whether it be a high school player or a transfer portal player. So just an awesome dude. Looking forward to him, and the draft should be a great day.
Yeah, Coach, we're doing this show from Nashville, so we're hoping maybe we get to see some number one jerseys around Nashville here, not the too distant future. But you spoke to the transfer portal, almost the blueprint that helped provide when you landed Cam Ward and what he did on the field. Just landed Carson Beck via the portal. I know he's not going through spring practice right now, to the physical degree 110%. But what made him the right fit for y'all via the portal?
Well, if you watch him in 23, he's far and above, the best quarterback in the country statistically. And you look at statistics for a guy that probably was pulled out of 4 or 5 games early, due to the games being out of hand. And then last year, things were a little bit different for them offensively, with, you couple things like, a few more drops than usual, a few more issues in protection than normal, just a different deal, a different year. And still having the really, really good numbers and still finding a way to be part of a conference champion team. What he does really good fits what we do really well. And I think he's a guy that just scratched the surface. We felt that there's a lot of untapped potential in him. And we feel that the combination of his skill set with this supporting cast and this system is, it's exciting for us because we feel really strongly about what he could do systematically with our football team.
Yeah, Coach, I'm excited to watch him in Shannon Dawson's system with how effective y'all were through the air last year and how often you put it in the air. How different is his skill set, or how differently do you call the offense if you're Shannon Dawson, talking about Cam Ward and how good he is off script, to a guy like Carson Beck who might be a little bit more playing within the system, if you will?
I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe this system unlocks maybe some things in him that he's done really, really well. He's been through a couple coordinators before, so he's seen things, and he's very familiar with what we do. There's a lot of probably more, and when he was a younger player at Georgia, some of the things that he saw, there are some things that we've done. So he's not a guy that you handcuff, and I don't think he's a guy that you limit. I mean, he's really, really, really smart. And now that he's around the players, now he's already started his throwing and whatnot. He, like his personality is coming out, how smart he is, his ability to lead is going to be tested further, but you already see the natural things come out in him. So I think he's absolutely perfect for what we do. And I think the young quarterback room that we have has also advanced so much and has improved so much that altogether that quarterback room gives us a lot of optimism, a lot of just legitimate and genuine excitement about what's to come this season.
You spoke to the supporting cast that y'all have in-house. I mean, we've been very bullish on this show around day one, Malachi Toney and what he brings to the table as a true freshman. I know JoJo Trader is a guy that I know that y'all are excited about. How good is that supporting cast in your mind? And who are some guys that you're excited about, maybe outside those two that I just mentioned?
Well, I think they have a lot to prove. We know they're talented, and we've seen what we've seen on the practice field, but it makes no sense for me to come on your show and insult you by bragging about practice reps. Got to get it done in a game. Do we feel confident they could get it done? Absolutely. We see it on a daily basis. And we practice hard. I mean, the practices on Green Tree Field to honor those that came before us here at the University of Miami, they are hard and they are challenging, and that's the way spring is here, even up through today, the last practice before the spring game. And we feel really confident in these guys. We're going to push them. They've come a long way. They got a long ways to go, but is the talent there? Is the mindset there? Is the work ethic there? Absolutely. When the lights come on, let's go find out.
Yeah, because we like to brag about y'all's practice reps on this show. We're big into what we call spring propaganda. So the social team puts out a clip of Malachi Toney catching a touchdown pass. We're going to take a lot from Little and break it down. But we appreciate you trying to temper expectations on this side when it comes to practice reps.
Yes, sir.
But Coach, also overhauled the defensive side of the football when it comes to the staff. What was your process in hiring that group?
Yeah, Coach Heatherman, to us, number one, had to be a great human being. Had to be a guy that checked all the boxes as being just a great person, great teacher, great mentor. And then you want to see a guy that really plays well with what we have. We recruited this program, this defense, to be a 4-down front that really plays aggressive and plays to its strengths. And we felt our strength was the front seven, and we didn't do that last year. We got decimated on the back end. We got exposed, really fell off towards the end and hurt ourselves as a program. So felt that Coach Heatherman really has excellent answers within a system that allows you to play really aggressive and very multiple as well, while maintaining the principles of letting those guys up front eat.
Coach, I know we got the spring game still on deck for y'all. I guess by the time this is out, maybe people have seen your spring game, but big one to start the year, Coach. I mean, the national runner-up in Notre Dame coming to y'all's place. So, I mean, a place where you were undefeated last year. Any extra buzz in the air for you guys knowing that's week one?
Well, whatever buzz there is, we just turn everything right back to tomorrow's practice, tomorrow's meetings or whatnot. That time will come as we get closer to that moment. And I think, you don't sidestep it. Everybody knows it's a monster opportunity for everyone both teams. Tremendous amount of respect for Coach Freeman and his program. And for us, the tradition of that game, having been part of it as a player, like when that'll take care of itself as we get closer to it. Right now, every ounce of focus is on getting better and really learning how to work as a true professional, as a student athlete at the college level, which nowadays it's as equal to pro football as you could possibly get.
Coach, you mentioned you playing there and you having understanding what the U is and what Miami is. So many people in this space, in the media space, like to ask the question, is X school back? I said about Texas for a long time. To you, with how close you are to it, what would qualify the U being back in your mind?
When we get there, I'll be more than happy to let my opinion on that be. For between now and then, there's absolutely no inkling on talking about we're here or we're there. I think that's nonsense. Honestly, I came to the University of Miami as a player, and I signed here because I used to come every waking moment, every free moment I had, and watch them practice and grind and work and kick each other's whats day in and day out and be a true brotherhood. And that's what everything was founded upon. And that's what it's being done right now. If our players heard me say something like that, a projection, a prediction, they would think like, it was AI or something like that. It just doesn't happen. So we're focused on working, brother. That's what we got to do. We've come a long ways. We still have a ways to go, and we're excited about it.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, never can be too sure with the AI these days. I mean, people are getting a little bit crazy with that stuff. Coach, anything we got planned that's not football in the future? I know you're dialed in right now, finishing spring strong. You do anything not football related, or is just all ball all the time right now for you?
Oh, it's ball all the time. Hopefully, if freed up after our last sit-down visit with a recruit, hopefully I can get out there to UFC 318, which is here on Saturday, and catch a couple of bouts there, man. It's always fun.
Time. That's big time. Are you a UFC like something you do in the free time? You go to a lot of fights. That's hardcore.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff. Awesome. Well, Coach, appreciate your time. Appreciate you making some time to talk some ball with us, and looking forward to seeing y'all get after here in the fall.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your time, man, and go Canes always.